Welcome to the regular meeting of the Temple City Council for Thursday, April 4th, 2019. Please rise as Pastor Justin Young leads us in the invocation this evening, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Brian Chandler, Director of Planning.
Let us pray. Most gracious God, we give thanks for this day, for this opportunity to be together here. You call us into community, and we give thanks for the community of Temple, for its leaders, for its residents, and all those who make this community wonderful and beautiful. Guide our leaders this evening in this meeting, inspire them with your wisdom and truth, and help us to listen to one another and truly be the community that you call us to see through our differences and to find common ground. Just be with us this evening and be with those who couldn't be with us, and just walk with us. We ask all in your most holy and blessed name. Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, good evening. The public comments section, the citizens who desire to address the council on any matter may sign up or do so prior to this meeting. Public comments will be received during this portion of the meeting. Please limit comments to 3 minutes. No discussion or final action will be taken by the city council. And I have one person here, Rutha Peoples. Is she here? Did you want to come up? Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Rutha Peoples, and I live on 507 South Henderson Street. This is the first meeting I've been to. Haven't been able to come to any because of work. But I need to know that on East Avenue E, the street over there, it really needs fixing. And I've been living over there on Henderson for 14 years. There have been trucks that came down through and paved some of the streets over there, but never East Avenue E. And it's really in bad shape. I also saw an article in the paper about a week ago about vacant properties. See something, say something. I have a vacant house across the street from me, and the owner, he lives in Dallas. I don't know his name, but the property is constantly going down. And at any given time, someone could come there, go in there. As far as I know, the doors are not locked because the front door stayed completely wide open for a year. Someone came out and cut the property, but they didn't do it properly. And those are my concerns. But my main concern is East Avenue East Street. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming and letting us know. Okay. Right now we have awards and special recognitions. We have a recognition for the National Minority Health Month. Tamika Brown. Is she here? Hi. Proclamation is whereas the National Minority Health Month is celebrated every year in April as an effort to raise awareness about public health disparities that continue to affect racial and ethnic minority populations such as American Indians, Alaskan Natives, Asian Americans, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islanders. Whereas in April 1915, Dr. Booker T. Washington proposed National Negro Health Week, recognizing that without health and long life, all else fails. This idea evolved into dedicating the entire month of April as National Negro Health Month. Whereas Dr. Washington was persistent with encouraging all organizations, such as churches, schools, professional associations, and local health departments to take part in his nationwide support of minority health and gain collaboration among stakeholders and healthcare providers in both public and private sectors to improve the well-being and health of African Americans who were descendants of slaves and experienced subpar or no health care. Whereas today, National Negro Health Week has evolved significantly and is now celebrated the entire month of April and raises health awareness about all people of color in the United States. National Minority Health Month also offers a platform to call attention to the deep injustice experienced by people of color and highlight the accomplishments of those who have worked to protect and advance the health of communities. And whereas the Office of Minority Health celebrates National Minority Health Month across the country, the Office of the Minority Health focuses on a specific theme each year. This year's theme in 2019 is Active and Healthy, which helps convey a sense of urgency towards advancing the United States to achieve health equality. Now, therefore, I, Timothy Davis, Mayor of the City of Temple, do hereby proclaim the month of April as National Minority Health Month in the City of Temple, Texas, and I encourage all citizens to increase awareness of the importance of a healthy lifestyle, regular exercise, preventable health practices, and early detection efforts. In testimony whereof I witness my hand in the seal of the City of Temple, Texas, this 4th day of April, 2019. Congratulations. Thank you. Yes. Would you like to say a few words? Here, let me see yours.
Thank you all so very much. I just wanted to say thank you to Ms. Morales, who actually helped work with Baylor Scott and White and the Temple Region Diversity Council on getting this proclamation. It was important to us because as we are looking at health disparities across the country, it is very well documented, even as far back as 1985 with the Heckler Report, just the wide range of disparities you see among minorities. And of course, we know that that leads to more advanced care, things not being caught in earlier stages, more expensive health care. So if we can really just get out and let people know, get out, get active, get healthy, see your PCP every year, just do all of those things so that we can live active and healthy lifestyles. So again, I thank the City of Temple, I thank Ms. Judy Morales, and I thank you guys. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much. This time we have a public hearing. The first public hearing is FY 19-1-ANX to receive municipal service plan and conduct a public hearing to receive comments on the possible voluntary annexation of a 185.277 acres of land, which includes a 160.047 acre tract and a 12.541 acre tract out of the Maximum Moreno Survey, abstract number 14, and 12.689 acres of right-of-way of the Heart Bluff Road, Bell County, Texas. Also, we have another one, which is FY 19-2-ANX, to receive an annexation municipal service plan and conduct a public hearing to receive comments on the public voluntary annexation of 1.19.827 plus or minus acres of land, which include a 118.560 acre tract of the Maximum Moreno Survey, abstract number 14, and a 1.267 acres of right-of-way of Haymarket Drive, Bell County, Texas. Ms. Burnett, I believe you're going to go through this.
Good evening, City Council. This evening we have two proposed voluntary annexations and the municipal service plans being presented for each. I believe they'll need a separate vote, but for presentation purposes, I have combined them throughout the presentation. And as she just read, south of FM 93 along and east of Hartrick Bluff Road is this particular annexation case. There are two of them. And tonight is the first public hearing and the municipal service plan presentation, and there will be another second public hearing mandated by the calendar tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the council chambers.
Barrett, I just wanted to clarify for council that there's no vote tonight. This is just a public hearing. So no motion
Yes,
is needed.
sorry. The overall view of the proposed annexation area for both of them, the larger area is the green area on the screen. That tract is 160 acres, and then there's an accompanying tract just to the east of Hartrick Bluff Road or to the west, I'm sorry, that is about 12.6 acres, and then the entire length of Hartrick Bluff Road is included in this annexation case. That is, it consists of about 12.69 acres. However, to put it in terms that we can kind of wrap our heads around, it's about 1.5 miles, give or take, from where the city limits is just south of 93. The second case is shown in tan, and it gets its continuity as the second case, from the Hartrick Bluff Road along Haymarket Drive. It's approximately a little less than a quarter-mile length, and then 118-acre tract. So this evening's public hearing is to receive the municipal service plan, which you received in your packet, and also conduct the public hearing to receive comments first on this first case, which is the 185.277, that does include the 1.5 miles of Hartrick Bluff roadway, the 160-acre tract, and the 12.6-acre tract. Just as it is shown on the screen, so you can see the full extent of it on the map. And the property owner has requested a zoning of planned development, general retail, for limited retail and residential development dependent upon the successful annexation. And that case number as a zoning has FY 19-9ZC. That would not come forward to you until the property is actually in the city. The second case is FY 19-2 ANX, and it too is the municipal service plan to be presented in the public hearing for the 119.83 acres approximately. That includes about 0.22 miles of the Haymarket Drive roadway and the 118-acre tract, and you can see that outlined on your screen as well. This property has a request from the property owner for a planned development single-family 2 zoning, which is dependent, again, upon successful annexation, and its case number will be FY 19-13-CC. So the annexation schedule, we have had the petitions approved in February through Resolution 2019-9573R on the first case and 2019-9574 on the second case to accept the annexation request and develop the municipal services plans, which is where we are this evening. They've been reviewed by the relevant departments without issue, and tonight is the first public hearing. Tomorrow is the second public hearing, followed by the first reading before council on May 2nd, City Council, and the second reading for the annexation ordinances would occur on May 16th. Just a quick overview, the annexation municipal service plans for each discuss police, fire, garbage, water and wastewater maintenance, streets and roads, public parks and inspections, code enforcement and mowing in those areas, along with capital improvements that would include police, fire, EMS, streets, water, and wastewater. So the specific plan findings would be that the service plan does not provide any fewer or in lower level of services in the area that is proposed to be annexed, that is requested, and also that the city plans to provide that newly annexed area should it move forward with the same type, kind, and quality of services presently enjoyed by citizens who reside in similar areas in the city. So, any questions? I believe someone from the developers camp is here as well.
Mayor Pro Tem, may I just highlight two things? I just want to emphasize that this is a voluntary annexation request at the request of the property owner. This has not been initiated by the city of Temple. It's not an involuntary annexation. And then two, that the Hartrick Bluff and the Haymarket Drive, those portions of the annexation are the roadway only and do not include any adjacent property owners except for the property owner who is requesting the voluntary annexation. I just want to make sure that's very clear.
Clarification. Okay, any questions? No? Okay, at this time, I will open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on this matter may do so. May please step to the podium and state your name and address for the record.
Scott Keela, I'm at 20 Richland Drive. I'm here on behalf of the landowner. Thank you for considering this case tonight. We look forward to the future meetings on this property. We're excited about the growth potential of that area for both the city of Temple, both Academy ISD and Temple ISD. We think it has the potential to open up a lot of future development. And I'd like to thank staff for all the work they've put in on this case. And I'm here to answer any questions.
No, but thank you. Okay. There being no further comments, I will close the public hearing for items 4 and 5, and there's no action will be taken. The second public hearing is scheduled for tomorrow morning at April the 5th at 8:30 a.m. here in the council chambers. Consent agenda. All items listed under this section, the consent agenda, are considered to be routine by the city council and may be enacted by one motion. If discussion is desired by the council, any items may be removed from the consent agenda by the request of any council member and will be considered separately. Are there any sections we'd like to discuss? This will include 6A through 6T. If not, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I second that motion.
Secretary?
Councilmember Long?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Morales?
Aye. We have the resolutions. Number 7 is 2019-9623-R, to consider adopting a resolution authorizing a Chapter 380 development agreement with VKDM Investments LLC for an amount not to exceed $115,000 for Tier 3 category improvements for 103 East Central within the downtown strategic investment zone corridor. Brent, I believe you're going to do that.
Yes, ma'am. Mayor Pro Tem, do you mind also reading into the record item 8 as my presentation covers both items?
Glad to. 2019-9624-R, consider adopting a resolution authorizing a Chapter 380 development agreement with GZ Properties, Inc. for an amount not to exceed $34,717 for Tier 2 category facet and landscaping improvements for 200 West Calhoun Avenue within the Commercial Strategic Investment Zone corridor.
So we discussed this a little bit in our work session tonight, but I would like to cover the presentation again here. So as I mentioned, we are in the position again that we have 2 grant requests for our Strategic Investment Zone program, and this program has been so well received and has been used this year that we're at the position that we're in at the end of our funding allocation. So I'd like to take these two grant proposals together so that you can consider those based on the funding availability that's left in the account. The first project that I'd like to brief you on is the proposal for the 200 West Calhoun Avenue. This project is at the corner of Calhoun Avenue and North 3rd Street, immediately north of the Central Fire Station. The request for this grant is just under $35,000 for exterior rehab, new signage, and new landscaping. The total project investment is just under $90,000, and the grant-eligible portion of the proposed investment amounts to under $70,000, which leads to the requested grant amount. This property qualifies based on that just under $90,000 investment, qualifies for a Tier 2 grant. And this property is located in the commercial grant district. So based on our current CIS program, the maximum grant available for this project is $40,000. However, that does depend on them spending at least double that amount in eligible grant improvements. And again, they're only proposing to spend just under $70,000. So their total eligibility would be at the $34,717 level instead of the $40,000. The photo on your screen, the top shows the existing facility, and the bottom portion of the screen shows a rendering of the proposed improvements. The proposed improvements, as I mentioned, include the addition of a historically accurate awning, as well as new signage and landscaping. In addition to those grant-eligible items, the property owner also proposes some repair work on the stucco facade as well, and that makes up the almost $90,000 in investment. You can see a pretty fuzzy but historic photo of that building with the kind of awning that is proposed to be recreated. The second grant proposal that we have received is for property at 103 East Central Avenue. This property is known by most in the community as either the professional building or the SBJST building. It was constructed in the late 20s as the professional building, but then became the headquarters for the state SBJST offices in 1953, so thus the naming of that building. The owners of this building are proposing a $3.8 million investment, so a fairly significant investment in this building. That makes them eligible for a Tier 3 grant. This property, of course, is located in the downtown grant zone. It is eligible as a double facade property. So that is where they're eligible for the Tier 3. It is also proposed as a mixed-use project with retail and commercial space on the first floor and residential space on the second, the higher floors. So it also would be eligible for the residential supplement that is in the current CIS ordinance at $10,000 per unit up to a total of 3 units. The proposal, you can see the proposed rendering for this project. Again, the first floor is proposed as retail commercial space with the remaining top floors as for lease residential units. They also have some proposed improvements on the roof level where they have a water feature and some outdoor entertainment space, some seating areas for their tenants to enjoy. As I mentioned, we have just under $158,000 left in the grant allocation for this year. And so with the full eligible funding of both of those grants, we don't have enough money remaining in the account to provide the full eligible amount for both of them. I provided you some options for your consideration. Of course, you're certainly as I mentioned upstairs, this is not an entitlement grant program, so you're certainly welcome to approve one grant in either its entirety or a portion thereof, or not approve it at all. So you can choose between one of these 4 options or something else. My recommendation is option 1, which is the first come, first served proposal, providing the full $145,000 to the Central Avenue project, which again has a very significant proposed investment of $3.8 million. You can see other options on your screen there, and I can walk through those with you if you're interested in talking about those further. That is my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions that council has.
Went over this in a workshop, so I think we're pretty familiar. So if there are no other comments, I will entertain a motion.
Mayor Pro Tem, I would ask that you consider 2 separate motions for 8 and 9. I do have, as requested, I did print out a sheet that has suggested motion language for each of the 4 options that you see there on your screen. Not approved by the city attorney, so hopefully it's right.
It's 7 and 8.
I'm sorry, 7 and 8.
Okay, so I was wondering, okay. So we'll have a motion for your consideration on 7.
I'll make a motion to approve a resolution authorizing Chapter 380 Development Agreement with VKDM Investment LLC for an amount not to exceed $145,000 for improvements on 103 East Central.
I second that motion.
Madam Secretary?
Councilmember Long?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Morales?
Aye. And I will entertain a motion for item 8.
I guess I'll do that motion. I move to approve a resolution authorizing a Chapter 380 development agreement with GZ Properties, Inc. for the amount not to exceed $12,989 for improvements to 200 West Calhoun Avenue.
Secretary?
Councilmember Long?
Aye.
Councilmember Walker?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Morales?
Aye. And that is it for today. So the meeting is adjourned. Thank you for attending. You'll have a good evening.